seems to me that nowadays the preseason, kind of what you talked about, is less meaningful than ever before. They used to play a lot more in the preseason. Do you think it matters in terms of getting a rhythm that, say, a quarterback with his offense like Kirk Cousins and these guys, he's not getting the reps in preseason like they did, say, 10 years ago?
Well, I think it can affect you if you're not getting the reps with your receivers and your timing, your passing game. Now, if you've got a veteran group and maybe you're not going to need quite as many reps, but I think this argument about cutting preseason, I'm not for it. The development of your young quarterbacks, you need them to play in games. You need time for them. The 4 preseason games, if for nothing else, helps you develop quarterbacks. That's crucial. To me, Aaron Rodgers got, I think, 3 preseasons under his belt before he had to play. Favre decided, I don't know if I'm coming, I'm not coming. You know what, Brett? We're going on without you here, okay? They let him go, and they saved $13 million because Rodgers was on a rookie contract. Rodgers came out, showed what he can do, and the rest is history. Tony Romo would not be in football if there was a 2 preseason schedule, because what's going to happen is coaches are going to say, hey, 2 weeks, we got to open. We got to get ready here. We ain't got time to spend a lot of time watching these young quarterbacks play. And then how do you decide if you're a Cleveland or a Chicago, you got rookies there, and you have 2 preseason games? How do you decide what to do with the guy? Now, all of a sudden, you're playing him during the season. That's hard for the guy to learn there. And all of a sudden, you're banking up, you're getting losses. That's going to affect the coach, affects the fans. So I feel strongly about keeping the 4 preseason games.
Charlie, do you think Coach Gruden feels added pressure heading into preseason game number 2 against Green Bay Saturday night after the lackluster showing, especially from the offense in week 1? But again, the starters were only in for 2, 3 and outs. Do you think there's added pressure on the coach here?
Yeah, I can't say whether there's added pressure or not. I think Jay Gruden, has put on everybody, himself, the coaches, and the players. Hey, we're all in this together. They come out there and look sharp against a championship caliber football team in Green Bay. And I know it's preseason, and Green Bay's got some injuries at running back and in the secondary. So they're going to be playing some young guys and some backups in critical roles in this game. But they are still going to have Aaron Rodgers, their offensive line, their receivers, and their new tight ends, Bennett and Kendricks, in there. So it's going to be a good opponent. But I feel good about you. At some point in preseason, I think it has to start now.
You know, we're seeing Scott McCloughan on social media now. He board on Twitter, and he's been responding to Redskins fans with different questions. And one of the questions was about a running back, and he's still very high on Matt Jones. I'm fascinated by a guy who ran for 100 yards twice in a 3-game span and then just is completely out of the equation. What do you see happening at running back for the Redskins this season?
Yeah, I unless there's an injury, my guess is Jones won't be here because he's not a teams guy. Kelly is the starter to me at this point. He's really the best back of the guys who's played. Thompson is the 3rd down back. That's his role. P. Ryan, I like P. Ryan. Right now, to me, you invest in him for the future. Mac Brown's a better special teams player than Matt Jones, so I think it's going to be tough for Jones to make the team unless there's an injury of somebody in front of him. That being said, I think Jones has the potential to be a good back. He'll get a job. The question with Jones is, can he hang on to the football? He's not going to stay in a lineup if he doesn't hang on to the football. But the guy does have talent. You can argue he is the most talented back they had, but I understand why he's in the doghouse. Sometimes that happens with players and coaches, and they need to move on. It happened here with Stan Humphries, who went on and led San Diego to a Super Bowl. So sometimes it doesn't work in certain environments.
Charlie, how concerned should the Redskins be at this point with Jordan Reed's toe injury still lingering into Game 2 of the preseason? Should we expect to see him in the Bengals game, or is he kept in bubble wrap until the opener?
Well, I would keep him in bubble wrap, okay? That's number one. I have no idea where the toe injury is because, again, they're going to be conservative with it. But you need this guy to play during the season. He's a little bit like Gronkowski. You're a totally different team when you're in there. Now, the Patriots are good enough. They win without Gronkowski. Redskins need Reed in there. So if we've got to just manage him and treat him like he's a 34-year-old vet and just get him to games, maybe that's what you got to do this year.
You know, you used to be the GM of the Houston Texans. In Houston, you got a team that had really good defense and a playoff team, but they've had issues at quarterback. They draft Deshaun Watson. Reports are he's been looking pretty good. What would you do with the Deshaun Watson this season?
I'd start Savage. Savage was very good in the opener. He understands the system. Again, we haven't seen enough of Savage because he hasn't been able to stay on the field, but
Right.
It's a complicated system. The ability to get the second and third reads is crucial in that system. The pre-snap read, I believe, is important. So Savage looked sharp, and Dave, I went and saw him in camp. He looked sharp in the game the other night. Right now, he's their best quarterback. Go play him. The key with Watson is he's coming along. To me, he's still – you could see at times he could not grasp, I think, where to go with the ball and took off and ran. Okay, is that a negative? No, you look at the positive. He's played one preseason game. There's positives in there. You want to build upon it. My point is, and the Texans know this idea of, well, we've got a year to work with him. No, you don't. He got to be ready to go in September, your first game in September, because Savage hasn't been able to be durable.